Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good afternoon and welcome to our Ramadan preparation seminar. Our seminar today is a 2-hour course where we are going to explore the inward and outward dimensions of fasting, inshallah. The program we're starting 10 minutes later. It's a 2-hour program, and we have the first half, the first hour, we will be exploring, the first 45 minutes, we'll be exploring the outward rulings regarding fasting, how to fast, who has to fast, all the basic things, what breaks your fast, and what to do when you can't fast. And then the second half, we'll go into a lot of depth into the inward dimension of fasting. What state should your heart be in, and what more is there to the fast other than not eating and drinking. And then at the end, we'll be open for you guys to ask any questions at all with regards to Ramadan. Now, a bit of an introduction as to who we are. So we are the Suffa Educational Foundation, and we're a registered charity here in the UK. And our primary aim is to uplift the Muslim community in general, but in particular, we target the Nusantara Muslim community, which is Muslims from Southeast Asia who've settled here in Europe. We are open to the whole Ummah. And we seek to uplift the community through foundational Islamic knowledge and essential community services. So for that first part, foundational Islamic knowledge, we try to ensure that every Muslim adult and child knows all the obligatory knowledge they must know in order to act and carry out everything they need to as a Muslim throughout their life. And in terms of services, we are there for Muslim throughout their whole life, from birth to their passing. For any service they may need, they can turn to us at every point, whether it's someone wants to become a Muslim, or wants to get married, or needs advice on what to do after someone's passed away. We're here at every point during a Muslim's life. So we hope through that a Muslim has everything they need with regards to their faith in one organization, inshallah. And so we're based here in London, and this is our office at present. We have students who join our online programs from all across Europe and the Middle East. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining us today. And it's a select few here today. And inshallah, may Allah allow us all to benefit from Ustaz Zaki. And please feel free, don't be shy to ask any questions at all at the end with regards to fasting and Ramadan and the spiritual aspect especially. Thank you very much. Feel free to take anything from the table during the course, and I'll speak to you again at the end, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Allahumma salli wa sallim wa barik ala Sayyidina Maulana Muhammad wa ala alihi fi kulli lamhatin wa nafasin adada ma wasi'ahu ilmuka amin. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النور المذهب للنسيان بنوره وعلى آله في كل لمحة ونفس عدد ما وسعه علمك آمين. الصلاة والسلام عليك يا سيدي يا رسول الله، الصلاة والسلام عليك يا حبيب الله، الصلاة والسلام عليك يا أول خلق الله وخاتم رسل الله. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. أما بعد. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My beloved brothers and sisters, wherever you are, for those who are following us in person in this center or office of the Suffa Educational Foundation, or for those viewers, brothers and sisters back home, wherever you are, watching us through this platform online. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to reward us abundantly and to help us to maintain our sincerity from the beginning of our session, only to seek Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's pleasure by learning this deen, this religion. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bestow upon us understanding, With that, we are able to perform our act well. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to open the doors of mercy and forgiveness and rahmah, maghfirah, in this blessed month of Sha'ban, entering the beautiful, blessed month of Ramadan that we will meet just around the corner in few days' time. Inshallah, we will be among those people who will be observing the full month of Ramadan with full ihtisab, with full focus and conscious about this great month, to seek Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's immense reward. Ameen ya arhamar rahimin. So my brothers and sisters, may Allah bestow upon us all His maghfirah and mercy and forgiveness. Let us purify our heart and make our intention fully for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In this gathering, nothing else we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala except to make us among those people who will be success in this world and the hereafter. So we are revising the book of Fiqh and Tasawwuf today, as we all know. The seminar today is about preparing ourselves to meet the month of Ramadan, to observe the month of Ramadan with full confidence, knowing what we should do, knowing what we should act upon to do our amal, to perform well, to seek Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's reward. And among those people that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provided at the end of Ramadan, where He mentioned in the Quranul Kareem, لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. Hopefully, for those who observe the month of Ramadan with full awareness, focus, they will achieve taqwa. What is taqwa? What is taqwa? God consciousness, elevation of iman, strengthening our belief, ability to perform all the good deeds continuously. That's the meaning of taqwa. So if we perform our Ramadan properly, in a correct manner, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provided us at the end of Ramadan, لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. May you all be among those people who attain taqwa, which means have strong iman, have full belief in Allah, able to perform well, and such. So that's the aim. So let's discuss in this 2-hour session, inshallah, as much as we can. Crash course, revision. It is beneficial for me myself as I could revise and share to enlighten everyone with the knowledge. So this is the tradition of our scholar. It's not done by the Suffa Educational Foundation only. It is the legacy of our scholars, our mashayikh, where every month before Ramadan arrives, few days, few weeks, we will revise the book Islamic Jurisprudence, Fiqh, for example. In this case, we are following the madhab of Imam Shafi'i, rahimahullah ta'ala. We are the followers of the Shafi'i madhab. So we will revise from the book of Imam Shafi'i, rahimahullah ta'ala. So this is the tradition for us to revise. So we will refresh the key points before Ramadan. So we will be preparing ourselves, reminding ourselves, refreshing ourselves with the knowledge from this book of fiqh of Imam Shafi'i, rahimahullah ta'ala. So we are not doing something new. And then part of our syllabus of the Suffa Educational Foundation, we emphasize this many times, based on books. It is not going to be a random topics that we choose. It's not going to be a random points that we share. It is all based on a book. So today, the first part, as we know, the Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad, the seminar today divided into two parts. The first part is about the outwards preparation that we should understand. So we take it as a fiqh points of view. So we will revise, for example, what's the meaning of fasting? What's the conditions that each one of us need to meet in order for us to make sure our fasting will be valid? What are the pillars of fasting, and so on and so forth. Anything to do with outward physical rulings of fasting. So we will be using this book, Taqrirat As-Sadida. Okay, so this is one of our syllabus in the Suffa Educational Foundation. تقريرات السديدة. The book is in Arabic. في المسائل المفيدة, where this book compiled from the lessons of Sheikh Habib Zain bin Ibrahim bin Zain bin Sumayt. And then it was compiled by Hassan bin Ahmad bin Muhammad Al-Kaf. So if you can find this book, and for those who are able to read in Arabic, this is one of the recommended book that I will recommend for Shafi'i followers, students, for them to revise. Okay, but this book we chose for the first time for our seminar. We never used this book for our seminar. So this is our first time, it will be good. And then the second part of our seminar today, inshallah, we will be talking about the inward. So the first part, outward, the physical rulings that we should know and understand. And the second part, it is about the inward. So more towards tasawwuf. Tasawwuf, manners, akhlaq, tazkiyatun nafs. It is about purification of the heart spiritually. From the perspective of fasting, what do we need to attain and achieve from the inward side? So we choose that part by using Ihya Ulumuddin of Imam Al-Ghazali, rahimahullah ta'ala. So this is well known, the book of Imam Al-Ghazali, the sciences of all Islamic welfare, if we can say it so. It's compiled in the book of Ihya Ulumuddin. This is Jilid number 2. So we've got the whole set of Ihya Ulumuddin on our shelf there. We choose Jilid number 2. We explain about the inward spiritual side of fasting. So it will be balanced. We will understand more why we divided into two sections. The outward physical rulings and the inward spiritual side of fasting. We need to be aware of those two. So we will not wasting our time. As it is mentioned by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we take the banner, the slogan for today's seminar from the ayat al-Quran, from the verse of the Quran, as I read earlier. Kutiba alaykumus siyam kama kutiba ala alladhina min qablikum la'allakum tattaqun. So that's our motto for today's seminar. Fasting is all about our physical, refraining ourselves from not eating and drinking. But the result of fasting is taqwa. It is about spiritual boost. So the effect of our physical work in fasting, observing Ramadan fasting, the effect will be spiritual. Taqwa is spiritual, intangibles. It's about belief. It's about faith. So the effect of Ramadan or fasting in the month of Ramadan, Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will provide us with taqwa. So to show that the transition between from physical act into a spiritual act. So we must understand both parts, physically and spiritually. It's not enough for us to make sure our fasting will be valid through the checklist of physical only. We need to make sure what are the spiritual parts that we need to take care of. Hopefully that we can attain, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the ayah, لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ taqwa. So that's why we split today's seminar into two, the physical part and the spiritual part. Using the book, the first part, تقريرات السديدة في المسائل المفيدة, and the second part from the book of Ihya Ulumuddin. So this is our tradition. I always emphasize this. This is our manhaj. This is our syllabus. This is our method of sharing the knowledge to the community. The knowledge is a sacred knowledge, but we bring it through the online platform, through the modern approach that everyone could participate in, rather than doing a halaqah style where we preserve it once a week, but we're not choosing it in halaqah style for today. We take it as a seminar, so hopefully people can join us through online or in person. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Nothing else we ask from Allah except to accept our good deeds. Accept our good deeds, Ya Rab. Nothing much, but indeed we rely on you, and we ask you to open our doors of forgiveness, and I keep mentioning forgiveness and mercy and blessings, because that's what the main three attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala: Rahman, Rahim, and Al-Afu, Al-Ghaffar, Wal-Man, Wal-Ata, Wal-Karam, Wal-Jud, Wal-Ihsan, Wal-Lutuf. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's characteristics or attributes in the month of Ramadan. The doors of blessings, the door of mercy, the doors of forgiveness will open wide for us. So let's enter through those three attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and focus on that. So our work our preparation of Ramadan starting from now. Let's start making intention. We are preparing for your mercy, Ya Rabb, by learning this knowledge to make us aware. I'm preparing myself to receive your rahmah, your mercy, your blessings, your forgiveness. I'm preparing myself, Ya Allah, to learn more about your deen, to make myself aware with the coming of Ramadan. So we will not waste anything that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will provide for us in this blessed month. Amin ya arhamar rahimin. Okay, let's start. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. اللهم إني أقدم إليك بين يدي كل نفس ولمحة وطرفة يطرف بها أهل السماوات وأهل الأرض وكل شيء هو في علمك كائن أو قد كان أقدم إليك بين يدي ذلك كله بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قال المصنف رحمه الله تعالى ونفعنا به وبعلومه في الدارين آمين. كتاب الصيام تعريف الصوم. The first part, if you have your pen and paper, either you viewers, dear viewers back home, out there, prepare your pen, paper, or your mobile, using your mobiles to take notes, same like you, everyone in this majlis. Yeah, I will read and pick up few points, basic point, the main points, and then I will share. You just take your notes. تعريف الصوم, introduction about صوم. In لغة, linguistically, the meaning of صوم or صيام, fasting, means al-imsak. What's the meaning of imsak? To refrain ourselves. Refraining. Imsak. That's the Arabic word, al-imsak. So it is not about not eating and drinking. The meaning of sawm, imsak, to stop. refrain. And the ayah Quran where Sayyidatina Maryam radiyallahu ta'ala anha said, Inni, in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned when Sayyidatina Maryam said, Inni nadhartu lirrahmani sawma falan ukallima al-yawma insiya. Yeah, in Surah Maryam, where Sayyidatina Maryam said, I make an oath to perform a fasting, which in bracket, I will not talk to anyone. So the fasting of Sayyidatina Maryam, the word Sawm was used to refrain from talking or speaking to other people. So refraining, stopping and not to proceed or to consume anything means Sawm. That's in Arabic language. And then what we want from the meaning of Sawm, from the sacred rulings or Islamic jurisprudence, means imsak an jami' al-mufattirat, to refrain ourselves from consuming or to eat or drink from sunrise until sun sets. Okay, biniyatin makhsus, with the specific intention. So this is what we want from the word of Sawm, from our Islamic jurisprudence. Means fasting, not eating, not drinking, and refrain ourselves from anything that could break our fast. From, we will explain more, from breaking our fast, which means what? There are a few things, not only drinking and eating, there are other things that will break our fast if we perform them. So we are not allowed to do that as well. So from when? From Fajr, from the start of the Fajr until the set of Maghrib, with the intention. Okay, so that's what we want. And then the ayah from the Quran al-Kareem, as we said, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu kutiba alaykumus siyam kama kutiba ala alladhina min qablikum la'allakum tattaqun. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made compulsory for us to perform or to observe fasting in the month of Ramadan. Hopefully you will attain taqwa. There will be more strong in iman, in our belief. We will make more amal, good deeds for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If we observe, if we make sure our Ramadan and fasting in it in a good conduct, in a good manner done. So that's the dalil from the Quran, the proof from the Quran. When fasting first made obligatory, after the second year of Hijrah, after the second year, the migration of our Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam from Mecca to Medina. So from Mecca to Medina, and then 2 years after that, the ayah, the verse from the Quran regarding fasting was revealed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to our beloved Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And then since that year, it becomes obligatory. So Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he managed to perform Ramadan 9 times. So since it was obligatory until the day or the year that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam was invited by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to return to his Lord, 9 times. So the scholar said 9 years Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam able to meet Ramadan. So mashallah, within 9 times, 8 years of fasting with 29 days. Only 1 year, 1 Ramadan, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam fasted for 30 days. So within 9 times, 8 is only able to meet 29 days of Ramadan. Only 1 Ramadan, 1 year with 30 days. Wallahu alam. This is one of the opinion of the scholars regarding the fasting Ramadan of our beloved Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Naam. And the meaning of Ramadan, the meaning of Ramadan from the word Ramad, Ramad, min al-Ramda, ay shiddatil har. So, apa maksud shiddatil har? Panas yang amat sangat. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad. Scorching, scorching heat. Scorching heat. Extreme hot. The month of Ramadan during those times is peak. It is the 9th month throughout the whole Islamic calendar, isn't it? So during those times, it is the peak of the summer. It's too hot. The meaning of Ramadan, one of the opinions saying it is a scorching heat, extremely hot season. Some of them said, وقيل يرمض الذنوب أي يحرق الذنوب. The meaning of Ramadan, it is about to burn the sins. It's not about the season, but it's about the month that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive all sins. For those people who come and beseech Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's forgiveness, Allah will forgive them. So it's like the month of expiations of sins. نعم يرمض الذنوب أي يحرق الذنوب. The burning to expiation of sins. The meaning of Ramadan. Panas, bulan panas atau musim pembakar dosa. The month of expiations of sins. Now, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quranul Kareem about the ayah of Ramadan. There are many. There are many. One of them, let's choose one. والصائمين والصائمات والحافظين فروجهم والحافظات والذاكرين الله كثيرا والذاكرات أعد الله لهم مغفرة وأجرا عظيما. For الصائمين, for those who fasting amongst the male, and صائمات, for those who are fasting amongst the female, والحافظين فروجهم والحافظات, amongst the male and female who protect their dignity, their private parts. وَالذَّاكِرِينَ اللَّهَ كَثِيرًا وَالذَّاكِرَاتِ, and those who remembers Allah amongst the male and the female. What's the outcome? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala define groups, types of male and female in this ayah. وَالصَّائِمِينَ حَافِظِينَ فُرُوجَهُمْ ذَاكِرِينَ اللَّهَ كَثِيرًا. Those people who, amongst male and female, who do a lot of fasting, amongst the male and female who protect their dignity, and male and female who remembers Allah a lot. What's the outcome? أَعَدَّ اللَّهُ لَهُمْ مَغْفِرَةً وَأَجْرًا عَظِيمًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, God Almighty, prepare for them great, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prepare for them maghfirah, forgiveness, number one. وَأَجْرًا عَظِيمًا, and great reward. So two things for those who fall into these categories: a lot of fasting, and then protect their dignity, and remembers Allah a lot. Allah will prepare for them maghfirah, forgiveness, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward them abundantly. So again, the reward, the outcome of fasting, the outcome of making a lot of dhikr, the outcome of caring for our dignity, it's all physical, but the outcome is spiritual. The outcome is maghfirah, forgiveness. The outcome is forgiveness. The outcome is great reward, abundant reward. So this is how we should ponder. We should ponder and reflect. When we do physical things, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala preparing for us the spiritual rewards, bounties and such. So we should look into both sides, the inner dimension and the outer as well. Now, okay, done. So that's one of the ayah. And another hadith, we bring hadith. The proof where this fasting comes from, the ayah from the Quran, we got it already done. And the fasting from the hadith, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam's words. في الحديث أيضا للصائم فرحتان. I choose the shorter one. For those who perform fasting, two glad tidings for them, two happy moments for them. إذا أفطر فرح وإذا لقي الله فرح بصومه. يا سلام. If they fast, they will get two types of joyous moment. Number one, if they break their fast, they will feel happy, isn't it? It's a great time, It's nature. Everyone will come together. If it's at home, preparing for iftar, everyone will participate. We're looking forward to break our fast together, waiting for the adhan of Maghrib, making dua. And the children will sit in front of the food, and the father will read the dua, the mother will come together and make ameen and such. If we do it in the masjid, for example, even we do not know anyone around us, but for the sake of iftar, there will be some energy, good bonding relation, as if we know them. They are indeed our family, our brethren in Islam. But subhanallah, this is the promise of Allah. Allah puts happiness in each one of us Muslims who wait the time for iftar to break our fast together. It's a nature. Because from the hadith of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, farhatan lis-saimi farhatan idza aftara farih. Number one, if they want to break their breakfast or iftar, if they want to wait for their iftar, there will be some joyous moment for them. And وَإِذَا لَقِيَ اللَّهِ, this is the second one, happiness. وَإِذَا لَقِيَ اللَّهِ فَرِحَ بِصَوْمِهِ. If they meet Allah, inshallah, all of us will meet Allah one day, we will be happy with our fasting. لَقِيَ اللَّهِ فَرِحَ بِصَوْمِهِ. They were happy with their performance of fasting. So thankful Allah, Ya Allah, Alhamdulillah, during my lifetime, I managed to fast Ramadan, I managed to fast Mondays, Thursdays, I managed to fast 13, 14, whatever days of sunnah or fasting that we able to fast with the will that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provided us and the support from Allah. So we will meet Allah, we feel happy. Ya Alhamdulillah, and during my lifetime I managed to fast all these days. Ya Allah, thank you. Okay, so tamam. Another hadith, beautiful hadith, I would like to share. وفي الحديث كذلك صمت الصائم تسبيح ونومه عبادة ودعاه مستجاب وعمله مضاعف. تمام. The fast of the one who fasts, the fasting of those people who fast is tasbih. Their fasting is ibadah, is ibadah upon ibadah, act of worship upon act of worship. His fasting itself is a tasbih. The fasting refrain ourselves from eating and drinking with meeting all the conditions that we need to meet as a one who fasts is a tasbih already. What is tasbih in English? Glorification of God. Tasbih itself. Number one. Number two, وَنَوْمُهُ ibadah. And their sleeping is ibadah. Because why? Not doing anything with the intention of refraining ourselves from seeing, looking, hearing, talking, acting towards things that against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's order. So sleeping, not long, but to sleep during Ramadan or sleep during our fasting days is ibadah. Number one, our fasting itself is tasbih, glorification of God. And then our sleeping is ibadah, consider a act of worship. Number three, du'a'uhu mustajab. Their dua, their supplication is their supplication will be accepted. Number 4, وَعَمَلُهُ مُضَاعَفٌ. Their actions will be multiplied in reward. Their salah, zuhur, asar, maghrib, isha, or their sadaqah, or their recitation of the Quran, when they are fasting, will be multiplied. Okay, so that's all about hadith from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam regarding fasting. Okay, now we put into the rulings of fasting. Ahkam as-sawm. Okay, so the hukum, the rulings of sawm. There are fasting, wajib, compulsory fasting, wujub. And there are nadab, which is recommended. And fasting, there are makruh, dislike. And the last one is haram. Oh, haram. So interesting, isn't it? Why it is haram for you to fast? What is there any such thing haram in fasting? Or doing fast is haram? Yes, there are. Makruh in fasting, it is dislike for you to fast. Is there any? Is there such thing? Yes, there is. Wajib, of course, we all know wajib. Fasting is wajib, compulsory in Ramadan. But there are fasting in Sunnah or Nadab, and there are dislike, and there are haram. So let's discover. The first one, wajib. There are 6 types of fasting that is compulsory. Number 1, Sawm Ramadan. Ramadan. Fasting in the month of Ramadan is a must, wajib. We will break into this later on. There are among those people, groups of people that not compulsory upon them to fast in Ramadan. Anyway, fasting Ramadan is wajib. Sawmul qada, to make up fasting. Qada, apa? Qada in English, making up our fasting from last year, for example. If we are not able to do, for ladies, for example, they're not able to perform their Ramadan fully because of menstruation and such, or those people who are sick, those people who are traveling, those people who used to breastfeed for their infants. So they are okay for them not to fast, but they need to qada. So Sawmul Qada is compulsory. Sawmul Ramadan, number 1, is compulsory. What's number 3? Sawmul Kaffara. Okay, Kaffara is a penalty. So Kaffara, they need to fast. They need to make up their fasting because they have done something against the rulings. For example, having sleeping together, husband and wife, during the daytime of Ramadan. Ramadan is compulsory for us to fast. But there are people who neglect. They don't learn about the rulings. They sleep together, intercourse, husband and wife. They need to make up the fast. On top of it, they need to pay the kafara. Anyway, the Sawm al-Kafara, we want to say that Sawm al-Kafara, penalty fasting for those people who break the rulings during Ramadan, it is compulsory for them to make up their Sawm, their fasting. Sawmu fil Hajj wal Umrah. This is part of the rulings in Hajj and Umrah. Badalan an al-Zabh fil Fidya. They need to pay as well some penalty. They can't afford because they break the rules during Hajj and Umrah. They need to fast, but they need to pay penalty. They need to slaughter sheep, but they're not able to slaughter the sheep because of the expensive or whatever it is. They not afford to pay the slaughtering for sheep to feed the poor people, so they need to fast. So that fast to cover their penalty during Hajj and Umrah is compulsory as well. Okay. The number 5, Sawmul Istisqa idha amar al-Hakim. Fasting on the day where the Amir, the Sultan, ask their nation to fast before performing the drought salah, istisqa. During summer, when the water is little, there's no rain. So the country need water. And one of the teachings of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, where the people will come together and pray 2 raka'ah and ask Allah to give us rainfall, so we can get our crops, our animals to have water for them to live their life. So the Hakim, the Sultan, the leader of the country, will say, if he is a good leader to follow the Sunnah of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he will encourage the people, fast. We're going to perform our istisqa in the central masjid of that country in 5 days' time. So within these first 3 days, we must all fast before performing the salah. So when the Hakim, of course the Hakim need to be a pious Hakim, yeah? The pious ruler, the pious king, the pious sultan, give the order for all his nation who are Muslim to perform fasting 1 day or 3 days or 5 days before coming together for the istisqa. So it is compulsory for everyone to fast who are able to fast. So wajib. But nowadays, not really a lot of people do the fasting before. It is not compulsory. It's up to individuals to do their fasting before they perform their istisqa from the salah. Anyway, that's one of the compulsory fasting. The last one, sawmun nadhar. When we make an obligation upon ourselves to fast in order for us to achieve something that we want from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Oh Allah, please help me, Ya Allah. Allow me to buy, allow me to go to Hajj, for example. If I manage to go to Hajj this year, Ya Allah, I make an oath. I promise you, Ya Allah, I make a nadhar. I will fast, for example. I will fast whatever days that you promise to fast. So that year, Alhamdulillah, you managed to go to Hajj. So you need to fulfill your promise by fasting. So that type of fasting called nadhar fast, you need to perform them. So these 6 types of fasting it will become compulsory upon the person. Okay? Shall we proceed? Okay, done with the compulsory fasting. And the second one, the mandub. Mandub is what? Sunnah, recommended fasting. What is the recommended fasting? When it related to the annual event. Number 1, it is recommended for us to do fast, not the fast of Ramadan. Ramadan is wajib, but these are the fasting, recommended fasting, when the annual event arrives. Yeah, for example, Yawmul Arafah, fasting on the day of Arafah, and then fasting Yawmul Arafah, which means in the month of Dhul Hijjah, and then Tasu'a wa Ashura, which means the month of Muharram, 9th and 10th of Muharram. This is all yearly, annual, repeatedly, again and again. But it's not wajib, it is compulsory. It's not wajib, but it is recommended. And then fasting on the 6 days of Shawwal. You heard that? Puasa 6. There's 6 days of fasting in the month of Shawwal. After Ramadan, Eid. So the month of Eid, Shawwal, there are 6 days. Sunnah for us to fast. Any days. Back to back or by its own. As long spread out of the month of Shawwal. 6 days. There are another opinion from the different madhab saying throughout the whole year. After Shawwal also you can. You are okay for you to fast as long 6 days throughout the whole entire year, as long before you meet the next Ramadan. Okay, so different opinion from the madhab of Maliki, but we take the madhab of Imam Shafi'i only in the month of Shawwal. Within those 30 days, we choose 6 days. Anyway, all right, and then that's a nadab. It is recommended. And then Dhul Hijjah, the first 10 days of Dhul Hijjah as well, it is recommended. So this is the Sunnah recommendation of fasting throughout the whole entire year, annually. And then there are Sunnah as well. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Not annually, but monthly. Monthly sunnah for us, recommended for us to fast monthly. Ayyamul Bayd, 13, 14 and 15 of every month. Islamic calendar, 13th, 14th and 15th of every month. Okay? Wa Ayyamus Sud. It's very rare, yeah? This is how important for us to read. Yeah, we always heard about the Ayyamul Bayd, the white days, 13, 14 and 15 of every Islamic calendar, every month. There are as well Ayyamus Sud, black days, if we can say, at the end of the month. Ayyamul Bayd, because why is a bright or white days? Because the moon is full moon during the Islamic calendar every month, 13, 14, 15 is full moon, so it's bright. Yeah, it's bright. But Ayyamul Sud is 28, 29 and 30. 28, 29, 30 before the moon, before the crescent appears. So it's become fade. The moon becomes crescent, so it's fading. They call it Ayyamul Sud, the black days. So it is sunnah as well to fast, mashallah. So my beloved brothers and sisters, I count the basic fasting of Ramadan, the basic fasting of sunnah. Yeah. If we fast every month, Monday, Thursday, Monday, Thursday, Monday, Thursday, how many days already? 8 days. Am I right? Every week, 2 days. First week, second week, third week, fourth week. 8 days. Plus 13, 14, 15. Ayyamul Bayd. 11 days we are fasting. Am I right? So 11 days of fasting every month. Can you imagine that? If we follow the sunnah, fasting, Monday, Thursday, for the whole month, 8 days. Plus 13, 14, 15. So 11 days, nearly half a month we are fasting. Yeah, 11 days, nearly half a month. 30 days, half is 15. So we have fasted 11 days. Okay, so 11 days, total up, it will take roughly 4 months. Times 11 days times by 12. Yes, because not included Ramadan. How many days already? 3 to 4 months. If you calculate, you will find it nearly 4 months. So can you imagine? Through 12 months. Okay, put it away Ramadan, because it's compulsory for us to fast in Ramadan. So within 11 months, 4 months, we fasted. If we follow this routine of our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, don't you think that indeed our fasting will make us healthy? It's a lot, isn't it? It's a lot. By Monday, Thursday, 13, 14, 15, every month. Not on top of the annual fasting. Ashura, Tasu'a, or Arafah, or Nisfu Sha'ban, or first 10 days of Dhul Hijjah. Oh, it will end up maybe 5 months. So that means nearly half a year of not eating on the daytime. Don't you think that Muslim, Mu'min, the Muhammadan, the one who followed the teachings of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, not healthy? Sumu tasihhu, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, fast, you will be healthy. That's a statement. Fast, you will be healthy. So not eating nearly half a year on the daytime, that means cut will be, mashallah, isn't it? We don't need all this ketone diet or whatever diet you name it. Our diet is fasting. Yes, Allah, beautiful. So this is how our knowledge will create awareness in our daily life, yeah, to make us aware that indeed Islam is a way of life, promotes good, healthy, successful, prosperous life by following Islam. If we say by following Islam, which means following Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the role model of Islam, the one who brings the revelations and the legislations of this religion is Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When we say we follow Islam, that means we follow our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, our Master sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Beautiful. So fasting, and last one, we said about recommended fasting annually, recommended fasting monthly, and the last one, recommended fasting weekly, which is Mondays and Thursdays. So be aware, my beloved brothers and sisters, be aware. Yeah, that means it's not only fasting in the month of Ramadan, but try to take part fasting annually, with all those days that we mentioned earlier, or monthly, or if we able, make an intention to participate in weekly fast, Mondays, Thursdays, or there are another types of fasting, Mondays, Thursdays, and Thursdays, Fridays, or Friday, Saturday. Or there's a lot of fasting. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam make everyone opportunity, give us opportunity to fast, to gain reward. Bismillah. Okay, let's continue. What's the makruh, the dislike fasting? What are those? To fast alone on the day of Jum'ah, Friday. Fasting Friday by itself. It is makruh, dislike. As I said, or Saturday only by itself, or Sundays only by itself. So it's not. Unless those days are related to any event, yearly event, or 13, 14, 15 fall on Friday or Saturday. If you get what I mean. So to fast on Friday itself, or Saturday only, or Sunday only, it is disliked. So how do we want to fast? Like I said, either when you fast Thursday, and then you put it when Friday, or Friday with Saturday. Okay, but make it Saturday itself, Sunday itself, or Friday itself. It's not advised. But if you want to fast Monday, it's okay, because Monday comes with the Thursday. We are talking about Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Ala kulli hal, whatever it is, it's just an information for us to aware. And then haram for us to fast, which is fasting on the day of Eid. Fasting on the day of Eid. First day of Eid, Shawwal. First day of Eid, Eidul Fitr. The day of Eid, first day of it, we fast. Oh, I want to feel more closer to Allah. Let everyone else enjoy the day. No. There's no one more closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala than our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So we need to follow the teachings of our Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam forbid anyone to fast on the first day of Eid. The day of Eid is the day of joyous, the day of happiness. So show our happiness and joyous moment on the first day of the Eid by glorifying Allah, by giving charity, by eating and drinking at the same time. When we say drinking, eating and having a good feast by remembering Him, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, so the first day of Eid, Fitri, Shawwal, and the first day of Eid, Adha. What is Eid al-Adha? The slaughtering day. The Eid al-Adha, the Udhiyah, the first day of Eid of Adha, it is not allowed to fast. On top of it, the day of Tashriq, which is day of Tashriq, 11, 12, and 13. Tashriq, أول, ثاني, ثالث. Okay. The first day of Tashriq. In other words, to make it easy, the first day of Eid al-Adha, the first day of Eid, Hajj Eid, yeah? First day, second day, third day, or fourth day. So it is haram. We are not able to fast. To fast on the first 4 days of Eid al-Adha. The first 4 days of Eid of Hajj, Eid Dhul Hijjah. Okay, we can't fast on those days, 4 days. It's the day of eating and drinking. All right. And then I skip few points because I think there's a khilaf, there's a different opinion regarding it. For example, fasting at the second half of the Sha'ban, second half of Sha'ban that we are in right now. Second half of Sha'ban, the month of Sha'ban that we are in right now, it is not recommended. Some of them say haram, except few people who need to make up their fast, like what I said earlier. Remember, for those who miss their fasting, especially for ladies who need to make up their fast from last Ramadan, even though it's the second half of Sha'ban, the month of Sha'ban, they still need to do their fasting because it is a compulsory fast, isn't it? Some wajib, wajib, compulsory upon them to make up their fast, even though it's second part of the month of Sha'ban. You need to do. Okay, done. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. And then the condition or rulings for those who need to make sure their fasting is valid. Rulings, points that we need to know in order to make sure our fastings are valid. Number one, Islam. We need to be Muslim. Or someone amongst our friends, may Allah subhanahu they're not Muslim, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide those people. They would like to try. I heard that Muslim do fast. Let me try. How many hours? 16 hours, 17 hours. Okay, let me do it as well with you. Yeah, they fast, but the condition of fasting not obligatory upon them, and their fasting will consider invalid, and they will get the benefit, physical benefit, but they will not gaining the reward or the taqwa, because the compulsory upon them to believe in Allah first. You want to fast? MashaAllah, well done, Michael. Repeat after me first. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. In order to make their fasting valid. But I'm just giving a scenario. They can participate, but they will not be rewarded. Because one of the first condition to make sure our fasting valid, the first pillars of it is a Muslim. They need to fall into this category and need to get the license. Everyone is open. The license is open. Get shahada, most welcome, and then start fasting. Okay, Muslim. Number two is aql. They need to be a aql, sanity. To have sanity. Children, for example, 4 years old, 3 years old, they still not matured yet. So it's okay for them participate, but they won't get anything. That's why there are people who force their children to fast. At school, go and fast as much as you can, no food. Make a letter, send a letter to school by saying that, I want my child to go for fasting and such. It's okay, it's good. But depending on the ability of the child, first of all, it's not compulsory upon them. We can train them, we can teach them maybe half a day fasting, or during weekend fasting when they are at home, we can observe them. And then do not push too hard. But what we can push for our children is to let them learn their salah. That's important. Salah is important. So make sure they pray at school. If you want to impose the compulsory or the obligatory upon them to fast at school, start with salah. Make a letter, tell the teacher, I want my child to have 5 minutes break within this time of period. If it is winter, slot a time, give them a space, a room, store or something. They can perform in a corner their prayer. This is discipline. But forcing them to fast and out of our observation will be difficult, especially in this country, unfortunately. Yeah, so we need to be wise as well as parents who living in the West. Yeah, so we need to give and take. So what I advise for our children to let them fast from breakfast until a certain time, and then they break. If they are 10 and above, secondary school, that's fine. But below 8 years old, 7 years old, I think we give and take, depending on the school, depending on your children, and depending on the ability of the surrounding of the school. There's a lot of Muslim in the school. We need to really understand and really be wise in this. Yeah. Because again, the shurut sihhatu sawm, the pillars to make sure the validity of the fasting. The second point is aql, to make sure the person is matured, and sanity. Sanity is matured. So if it's a child, they don't understand whether it's right or wrong, and then we impose them fast, don't eat, and then they might, they might not perform well in school. No PE, becomes weak and sleepy, and then the school will think, and this is too much. You people are forcing your child not to eat when they are, so it will be not a good impression for our religion. So we need to be wise as a parent to understand the situation that we want to impose our children about fasting. So number 2 is aql, sanity, and tamyiz, matured. Number 3, naqa min al-hayd wal nifas, purity from menstruation for ladies. Okay, so in order for them to fast in Ramadan, they need to make sure they're clean. They clean from having a menstruation period on that particular week or month, particular week. Okay, the last one, al-ilmu bi kawni al-waqti qabilan lis-sawm, to have knowledge that the month of Ramadan entered. So we need to know. If someone live in a country, wallahu a'lam, if there is such, someone who live out from the city without all the technology, when they do not know what month is this, is it already started Ramadan, they don't know. Is there any such thing? Wallahu a'lam. If there is, then it's not compulsory upon them. They just guess, I think it's Ramadan now, so they fast. No, we need to know. It is already entered the month of Ramadan. It's already started, and such. So 4 things to make sure our fast is valid. Yeah, Islam, need to be Muslim, aql, we need to have sanity, matured, and naqa min al-hayd wal nifas for ladies, free from menstruation period, and to know that Ramadan entered. Now, and then wujub as-sawm shurut, the condition that the fast is obligatory upon those people. Number 1, again, Islam. So who are those people that obligatory upon them to observe Ramadan, to fast in Ramadan? Number 1, Muslim, Islam. Number 2, taklif. They are already baligh, matured, reach the age of puberty. The age of puberty, that means they are responsible upon their own actions. So they need to fast. In other words, the children, they're not reached the age of puberty. They are not mumayyiz. They're children, they're following orders. So we don't force them to fast, but we can train them. But if they reach the age of puberty, then they need to fast. Number 3, al-itaqa, ay qudra, the ability to fast. That means they are healthy, So this is how we should explain to our friends, our colleagues at work who are not Muslim. So not everyone need to fast, obligatory upon them to fast in Ramadan. If they are weak, old people, they are not compulsory upon them to fast. If they are pregnant women, they are not obligatory for them to fast. When they breastfeed their babies, children, infants, they are not obligatory upon them to fast. When they are traveling, they are not obligatory upon them to fast. There are many types of groups of people that are not obligatory upon them to fast. So, in other words, only the strong Muslim, the ability to perform Ramadan, then they fast. So it's fair, even though it's 17 hours, 16 hours, 20 hours. Few years back, 21 hours in UK. In the UK, we met Ramadan when we observe Ramadan we are the second longest, 21 hours after Germany or after Iceland or something like that. I can't remember. But only those people who are able. So it's fair. If they are old, weak, sick, children who need to, don't fast. It's okay for you not to fast because you are not into the category of obligatory people who need to fast. Okay, don't fast. Either you make up your fast later on or you pay the penalty, and there are many other ways for them to perform their Ramadan or fasting later on. So it's fair. So we need to tell them only the strong, the chosen one will be observing Ramadan. So it's fair. Really, it's fair. Am I right? Or else people will have, what? Ramadan fasting 16 hours, 17 hours. Every Muslim need to fast. Oh, this is hard. Then we start thinking, I'm old now. I'm 61. I never fast before, and I want to embrace Islam, and then I need to fast and this and that. They're not. They're afraid to embrace this religion. Whereas this religion is the religion of logic, relevant throughout the whole entire era until the day of judgment. So Islam should promote comfort and easy for those people who embrace this religion, but because lack of knowledge, then become issue. Al-Taqa, which means qudra, the ability, the power to fast. Okay. Iqama, which means iqama. Siha after ability. Siha, healthy people fast. Compulsory upon them to fast if they are healthy. But be careful. They are healthy. When Ramadan enters, they are not healthy. I got gastric. This one got high blood pressure. This one got diabetes. Then not fasting because of Ramadan. Then this is cheating. This is naughty. We need to start practice ourselves. Gastric, but bearable gastric throughout the whole entire year. No gastric. Ramadan arrive, gastric. Start fasting. Learn our pattern, our body pattern. How long I can last for, isn't it? 12 hours is okay. So practice yourself and ask Allah. Allah's the one who give you trials with that gastric, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala able to remove it. So don't be happy with the gastric that you have or any other sicknesses. We try to improve ourselves, am I right? And fasting will make us healthy, not the opposite way. So, but it's all about the awareness, isn't it? It's all about the preparation, the willing of trying to fulfill Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's command. When someone knows that they are unhealthy, 3 months before Ramadan, that's why Rajab is there as a sacred month. And then Sha'ban comes, preparing for Ramadan. So take the opportunity of Rajab, try to fast a little bit once a week, twice a week, and then know your body, the limits of your body. How can I improve? So when we start Ramadan, the body is ready to fast the whole day. But we don't take that opportunity. This is unfair. Each one of us knows that my words specifically for those people. You know your ability and you know your will to change, to get healthy. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala remove all our sicknesses and illnesses, spiritual and physically. May Allah make us healthy to become a better mu'min, to become a better servant of Allah, to serve others and to serve the religion. Ameen ya rahman rahimin. So number 4 is sihha. Number 5, iqamah. Those people who compulsory upon them to fast in Ramadan, they need to be a muqim. What is muqim? The non-travelers. If they start traveling, because whatever reason it is, it's okay for them not to fast. It is okay for them not to fast, even though they travel in a plane, sitting for 12 hours, whatever amount. As long they meet the requirements as a traveler, they consider travelers. Then, okay for them not to fast. Then they need to make up. So, mashallah, we see a lot of things. If they are, as I said earlier, if they're not healthy, if they're traveling, if they are mothers, breastfeeding or pregnant women, menstruation ladies, sick people, they are children, they are not there's no obligatory upon them to fast. Na'am. And then the rukun, the pillars of fasting. Okay, so we know sihha, in order for us to make sure our fasting valid, those 4 things, and make sure all the obligations of the pillars of fasting need to meet. There are 5. Am I right? Do you get it all? Wujub al-sihha and shurut wujub al-sawm and shurut sihhat al-sawm. And then the last one is the rukun, the pillars of fasting, which is number 1, intention. Need to make an intention, or else why don't you eat today? Because intermittent fasting. It's not Ramadan then. Depending on the intention, isn't it? Intermittent fasting. Why not eating? Oh, because intermittent fasting. Oh, I thought it's Ramadan. So you need to define my fasting today, not eating and drinking because of the month of Ramadan, observing fasting in the month of Ramadan and such. So we need to make our specific intention during the month of Ramadan every night. In our school of thoughts, Imam Shafi'i said every single night before Fajr. Before Fajr, we make an intention for tomorrow before Fajr. Okay. And then last one, the pillars of rukun, rukun of fasting. The last one after intention. I mean, without pillars, will not consider our fasting will not be accepted. In other words, okay. So the first one, intention. Number 2, tarkul mufattir. So to avoid anything that could lead our fast to be broken. Okay. Okay, now we start entering the Sunnanus Sawm, the Sunnah of fasting. Number 1, Ta'jilul Fitr. So we take care of this, we take care of all this Sunnah. This was promoted by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So this is one of the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam's act in fasting. Sunnanus Sawm, Ta'jilul Fitr. To delay our sahur. Ta'jilul fitr, to make our iftar straight away. So the opposite of delaying, what is it?
Hasten.
Huh?
Hasten.
Hastened our iftar quickly. So adhan maghrib, Allahu Akbar, break our fast. Don't try to be, the longer I wait, inshallah, more reward I will get. That's not sunnah. There are people who thinking that way. They, when it's azan, they don't break even with sip of water. They wait and then they pray first, maghrib, thinking that, oh, mashallah, praying will be better, and then thinking that prolong the fasting till later 10-15 minutes will be better, more reward. No, that's not sunnah. Adhan, maghrib, straight away. Bismillah, with the dua, we will read what's the sunnah. There are many sunnah here. Dua, drink, dates, whatever you can. And then maghrib, quickly. And then as-sahur. And then eat sahur. Eat sahur, it is a sunnah. So quick, hasten our iftar and then eat sahur even though with goblet of water. I'm not hungry. It's okay, just to get the barakah. Okay, get the barakah. Get the barakah of iftar. Sahur. And then number 3, ta'khir sahur. Later, your sahur late. Half an hour before Fajr. Fajr, for example, 5:30. 5 o'clock you start sahur. Whatever you can eat or drink, tamar, fruits, anything, with the intention, Ya Allah, to get the barakah in sahur, to get the blessings that Allah provided during sahur. There's a barakah in it. Not because I'm hungry or not. No, there's a barakah in it. Or else, put the water next to your bed, a bottle of water. So when you wake up for sahur, with the intention of just drink the water. And then wudu, fajar, or whatever. That's what I did during summer. Because summer is long, 2:30. And we just had our iftar at 9:45, 9:30. So still not hungry. Wake up at 2 o'clock. And then drink some water. And then go back to sleep. And then half an hour before Fajr finish, then I wake up. Because of the timing is long. And then adjust your time. Adjust. As long, do not miss your sahur. And then the third one, ta'khir, later. Make your sahur late. Half an hour before Fajr. Okay. And then fitru ala rutab, witra. And then take a rutab. I do not know the English name for rutab. Rutab is the first stage before it becomes tamar, dates. In English,
Young dates.
Young dates, yeah? Young dates. Yeah, there are 3 stages before it becomes tamar. Tamar is the end. Ripe. Before it ripes, there's one name, balah. So rutab, balah, and then tamar. So the sunnah of Rasulullah SAW, take rutab. Rutab. But nowadays, if we do not know, rutab, yes, crunchy. Crunchy. Yes, different colors. Yeah? So as long as there's a rutab, and then balah is more mushy, and then tamar it become dried. We all get the tamar, wrinkle, ripe. Oh, that's tamar. Balah, it will be green if I'm not wrong. The color, upper color, but it's a bit mushy, and the rutab is like very yellow and crunchy. So rutab 3, rutab still sweet. Rutab 3, witir, and then the ulama put it, if you can't find rutab, and then you get zamzam, you get tamar, and then you get water, and then you get zamzam water, and then anything that is not cooked, and then something that's cooked, sweet as food, Like فحلو فحلوى. Hulwin, anything sweet that is uncooked. For example, fruits. Or halwa, sweet that is already cooked, but sweet to give energy. So the sunnah is rutab, and then tamar or busr here. Say busr. فيقدمه الرطب أولا فإن لم يجد فبسر. And then فتمر فماء زمزم فماء فحلو فحلوى. So this is the first food in sequence, yeah? Which one should we choose? First, we choose rutab, witir, 1 or 3 or 5. If we don't find, busr. Busr, I'm not sure here. And or tamar. Busr, wallahu alam, what is busr? I think maybe balah or something, but it's related to dates. The third one, tamar. The third choice, tamar, dates. And the fourth, ma' zamzam. If no ma' zamzam, then we go for normal water. And then fahulwin, anything sweet that's uncooked. And then fahalwa. Halwa is anything sweet. Then halwa is most famous, yeah, popular one. A lot of people will go for halwa straight away, isn't it? So try to follow the sunnah. So fit ala rutab, yeah, to eat with rutab, the sunnah. And then dua iftar, dua iftar. There are two opinions. Some of them say waiting before iftar, read the dua. Yeah, some of them say after iftar, read the dua. Yeah. So wallahu alam, I'm more into the dua of iftar after we eat iftar. So dua before iftar is not dua of iftar, but dua waiting for iftar, because it's a blessed moment, blessed time, isn't it? Before Maghrib, it is advised for us to make dua. So while waiting before Azan Maghrib, we make dua. But that's not the dua for me, what I understand, and I'm inclined to this opinion. Dua before iftar is not the dua of iftar. We just dua, it is mustajab, it is will be accepted. But that dua is waiting before iftar. Anyway, that's the moment that Rasulullah SAW promotes for us to make dua every day. When the sun setting and the sun rising, isn't it? Sun rises, that's the best time to dua. When sun setting down is the best time to dua. So before Maghrib, anyway, it's general. So while waiting for Azan, we make dua. We make dua. So after you eat, you break Azan, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, you get the water, you get the tamar or rutab, whatever you manage to get. And then little bit, and then you make dua, Ya Allah, accept my fast. That's more meaningful, because why? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow you to break your fast after long day of not eating. The attachment of our heart to the dua will be more powerful, meaningful, because why? Look, there are people who will not able to eat for many hours. In other words, they will be fasting the whole 2 days, 3 days. Aren't they people who are not able to eat? They can't afford. They are. But Allah allow us to have something to eat after 20 hours, 17 hours of fasting, 18 hours fasting. So when we eat, we feel more, Ya Rab, thank you very much, Ya Allah. Accept my fasting, Ya Rab. You're the one who allow me to quench my thirst. And to please accept my fasting, Ya Allah, and such. So the connection is more strong after you break your fast. But do not miss of making dua while waiting for Adhan. So that's different. Dua of iftar for me is more towards after breaking your fast. But if some people, they eat and then they said, I'm done dua, because the opinion is there as well, isn't it, before your iftar. So that's fine. That's fine. Okay? هذا دعاء اللهم لك صمت وبك آمنت وعلى رزقك أفطرت ذهب الظمأ وابتلت العروق وثبت الأجر إن شاء الله الحمد لله الذي أعانني فصمت ورزقني وأفطرت اللهم إني أسألك برحمتك التي وسعت كل شيء أن تغفر لي. And make any dua as well, whatever dua you want to dua, you make dua. And then feeding people to break their fast, feed them. اغتسال من الجنابة. The sunnah to have a major impurity, ghusl, yeah, before Fajr, if there is any incident, hadath, that need us to ghusl, so do it before Fajr. It is sunnah. In other words, before sahur. Yeah. اغتسال كل ليلة من ليلة رمضان, and to sunnah to shower every night before Taraweeh, to give us nashat, to give us awake, to make us awake and energetic. Okay, and then to preserve, to make sure we fast to perform Taraweeh every single night. This is sunnah as well. Salat al-Witr, to preserve Salat al-Witr, there's sunnah as well in Ramadan. Number 11, to read Al-Quran, to ponder and to reflect on the Al-Quran that we're reciting the full 30 days of Ramadan. Read a lot of Quran and tadabbur, tafakkur, it is sunnah. Al-ikthar min as-sunan, salat duha, salat awabin, salat any types of sunnah that we are able to do. It is sunnah as well for us to perform them in Ramadan. A'malu salihah, and any good deeds, charity, helping others, visiting sick, ill people, and all those good deeds, perform them in Ramadan. One of the greatest after fasting Ramadan and Quran is charity. In Ramadan, after fasting, it's obligatory anyway, fasting, Quran. After Quran, charity, giving charity. That's one of the biggest act of worship. Now, اجتهاد في العشر الأواخر والتحري ليلة القدر, for us to really focus, try our best to find Laylatul Qadr at the last 10 days of Ramadan. It is sunnah. تحري الإفطار على الحلال, mashallah. Try our best to provide halal iftar. Not anything, anyway, whatever we can. Go for restaurant, or I heard this restaurant got steak. Well, we're not sure the halal, the shubha, whatever. Do not waste our effort in the day of Ramadan after taking care of all our limbs, our eyes, our belly, our stomach from eating all those, and then all in a sudden in iftar we grab anything and eat anything. Don't waste it. So make sure taharri, or to make sure, try our best. Whatever we take in Ramadan or iftar is halal. والتوسعة على العيال, to give extra provision for our family members, extra groceries, extra things. If we are able, we have surplus, then we provide for our family, and we will get reward. And then not to engage with any laghu wal mushatama, bad language, engage with all the unvalue characters with others, by, if I can say, watching TV, for example, unnecessary listening to any unimportant stuff, sitting around with friends that will lead us to backbiting or talking nonsense about football. Really take care of this. This is a special moment. This is the time that we want to cleanse our heart, our mind, and our our iman to be strengthened. So make sure. Shaitan, there's no shaitan. It is you and yourself, ourselves. So we inshallah, we manage to control. Yeah, maybe we can close the window for a bit, isn't it? Okay. So I think that's the only part I would like to share regarding Ramadan. If there's any question, regarding Ramadan,
can we just clarify what breaks the fast?
what breaks the fast? Mubtilat Sawm. We make it quick, inshallah. Yeah. Mubtilat Sawm, the things that nullify our fasting. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه وعلى آله في كل لمحة ونفس عدد ما وسعه علمك آمين. So the spiritual, they are divided into two. Number one, the nullifying things that could nullify our fasting, yeah, spiritually and physically. There are physical things that will nullify our fast, and then there are spiritual acts that could nullify our fast. I will go only through the physical things that can nullify our fasting rather than the spiritual part, because we're going to read the inwards part, isn't it, with the book of Ihya Ulumuddin. Then we will see, we will read there. So things that will make us nullify, or things that will nullify our fast. Number one, riddah. What is riddah? Murtad. Apostasy. Wal-'iyadhu billah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala preserve us and all our descendants from riddah, apostasy. I mean, so riddah, if someone declares that or do things that make them out from the religion, Islam, automatically apostasy, yeah, out from the religion, automatically the fasting is nullified. Number two, haid wal nifas wal wilada, menstruation or giving birth, or nifas, postnatal bleeding. Okay. Number three, junun walau lahza. Junun walau lahza. Being crazy for even for a while. We can say maybe
Losing your sanity.
Losing insanity. Wallah forbid. There are people who Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad.
The mental episode.
There you go, mental
Episode.
absence,
Episode.
Mental episode, or apa, kena ada sawan. Epilepsy, for example. Epilepsy, sickness, epilepsy. That's to do with mental health issue, and then ghaibuba, is absent from his state. They can't control them. Happen walau even for a while, means their fasting is invalid. Sickness. Number four, irma was sukr. Irma, pingsan. What is that? What is that?
Fainting.
Faint. Again, they lost their unconsciousness. Yeah. And so this is all to do with health, mental and health kind of. So if happened to anyone, all these four, then their Ramadan, their fasting considered invalid. And then number five, intercourse, husband and wife, break their fast. And then of course, eating or consuming anything that could lead to the jawf. What is jawf?
Throat.
Throat. Or Allahumma salli wa sallim wa barik alayh.
Deep place.
The channel that lead to the ma'idah, to the belly, to the system. Yeah, through throat and then straight to the esophagus. Esophagus. Not asparagus, yeah? No, esophagus. Okay. All right. So, for example, there are medical treatment that could lead through eyes, through nose, and through ears. This is all the channels that could lead to one channel to the throat and esophagus. Okay. So we need to take care of it. Then, if it is medical, for example, using this is in the modern fatwa, using the inhaler, for example, or using IMO, or there's ear drops, for example. At the end of it, you could taste. You could taste, isn't it? Can you taste? Yeah, you can, because it's from eye, ears, and nose will lead to the throat. So depending on what medicine is it, is a must. For example, inhaler, there are new fatwa saying that inhaler is a must, and it does not give you fill up your belly or satisfy someone by using it. It's just to make the heart or the lung better so they can breathe and such. And about injections, for example, and such, there are new fatwa regarding that. If I want to open that book is there behind, there's a new book of fatwa, contemporary fatwa regarding what breaking our fasting or not breaking our fasting. There's a book, but we don't go there. As long the point here, anything that could lead to the throat, because this is the source of consuming food, isn't it? Through mouth, straight to the belly, to the throat and such. So anything that could lead there, consider nullifies our fasting, except medication, as I mentioned, inhaler and such. And so be careful. For example, when we shower, don't go swimming then. Swimming can be dangerous. We don't drink the water, but maybe the water, if it is too much from nose, could we gulp the water through nose and then gargle the water a lot just to make our mouth feel fresh. But too much, it might swallow. We might swallow it, or taking shower or bathtub or do whatever you want. But the water. So these things, accident happens sometimes, but we need to take care. The formula is anything that lead to the jawf can nullify our fasting. So it's not about food. Things like what I just mentioned, swimming, maybe when you go for shower or bathtub, just be careful. But can you wash your nose? Can you gargle your mouth for wudu? Yes, you can. Can you wash your ears? Yes, you can. But just be careful not to make sure not to let the water. Anyway, it need to be a big quantity until you taste from your eyes, from your nose. That's all. All right. Mufattir. That's it. So we've got roughly 6 things could nullify our wudu, our fasting. Anything else? Any questions before we end this session and start the second part of it? Second part of our seminar?
So, for example, if someone is exempt from fasting, and say, for example, someone is sick, so they don't have to fast, but then they become healthy again, and then Ramadan comes, and now it's obligatory upon them to fast, but because they haven't fasted before, would it be haram on them if they don't manage to fast all the?
So they are not healthy this Ramadan, so they don't fast. Yeah.
They have so they're not healthy this Ramadan.
Yeah.
And maybe several Ramadans
Before. Okay.
But then they become healthy,
Uh-huh.
and then one Ramadan they can fast, so it's obligatory.
Yeah.
At that time, if they don't manage to fast because they have never done it before, does it become haram on them?
So again, back to example earlier that I gave. So they need to start gradually. So they know, they feel, they know, they understand that I'm better. Yeah, last Ramadan, 3 months ago, 4 months ago, 5 months ago, last Ramadan, the person not able to fast, but they feel better. So preparing themselves for the next coming Ramadan. So slowly they try to fast. It won't be all in a sudden, unless last Ramadan they're not able to fast until 10 months. They are not okay. Starting first next week Ramadan, then they feel okay, and then that's different case because they never fast, isn't it? So depend if they are okay to fast, then Bismillah fast. If they know for many years they're not, then they can't fast because of sick. Only last week, 1 week before Ramadan, they feel healthy and they start eating and they start their life as back to normal. So of course, Islam is beautiful. Islam based on our ability to fast. If they fast, they're able to fast. If they're not, they need to increase their energy or something after not fasting for many years. Depend on the situation. So it's amana, isn't it? It is amana. It's amana upon ourselves. We know, Bismillah, we are okay to fast. If we're not okay, even though we are healthy, look healthy, but if really there's something make us not able to fast between you and Allah, you know. So do not fast. We will be under the category of someone who are sick still. Yeah? Does it make sense? Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Allah. Anything else? Okay, done. MashaAllah, how many minutes already? How many minutes? We cover the taqrirat al-sadida. How many minutes? 1 hour and 20 minutes. MashaAllah. This is how the traditional halaqah, yeah? I can't manage to skip. Once you read from the book, there are many things to share. Yeah. Bismillah. We I hope everyone bear with me. Yeah. This is our revision. Unless we don't use the book, we use the slides, then we're able to cut here and there. But mashallah, by reading books, we get the blessings of our scholars. Yeah, because when they write books, when they compile the knowledge pure for Allah, for the ummah, for the religion, yeah, so that's why it's not the same if I take the points from the book and I write down with my slides. It's different. So again, we made an intention from beginning of this seminar, this lesson, to learn about our knowledge. So we are not wasting our time anyway, isn't it? We are still learning. The only thing I take an extra time to explain. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We go from the second part of the seminar. Bismillah, wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala. the inward part that we should focus on in order for us to meet Ramadan. From the book of Imam Al-Ghazali, rahimahullah ta'ala, ونفعنا به وبعلومه في الدارين آمين. إحياء علوم الدين ربع العبادات القسم الثاني, which means the quarter part of the ibadat, act of worship. As we all know, Imam Ghazali, his book Ihya Ulumuddin, divided into a few categories: ibadat, and then it's the tasawwuf, aqidah, tasawwuf, and such. So we are using the book of Ihya Ulumuddin from the quarter part of the ibadat, act of worship. Okay, and we focus from this book the inner part of fasting. We done the physical part from the book of Fiqh, Taqrirat al-Sadida, and now we focus on the inner part, the spiritual aspects of fasting from the book of Ihya al-Muddin of Imam Ghazali. Start, Bismillah. The topic, Rubu' al-Ibadah, Kitab Asrar al-Sawm. The secrets of fasting. So it's about the inner part of fasting. After knowing the fasting, that we need to meet all the criteria, regulations, and the rulings of fasting, and we've gone through to make sure not to eat, take care of our health, to take care of our physical part of our body, not to consume any food or not to let anything that can get through to our jawf, our throat. So by not to sleep together as a husband and wife, all the nullification or the things that nullifies our fasting, avoid them. How many nullifies fast? 6, isn't it? Mubtilat Sawm we already shared. That's all about physical. And now the spiritual part. الصوم 3 درجات. أن للصوم 3 درجات. صوم العموم، صوم الخصوص، صوم خصوص الخصوص. There are 3 stages of fasting. Ghazali mentioned. The first one, fasting of the laymen, general people. We will explain later why the fasting of the laymen, the general people. Anyway, number 1, fasting of the umum, sawmul umum. Number 2, sawmul khusus, fasting of the elite. Above the first category of fasting. Sawmul khusus, the fasting of the elite. Number 3, Sawmul khususil khusus, fasting of the elite of the elite. Sawm, fast of the elite of the elite. Okay, what is number 1? Sawmul umum, the general people, when they fast. كف البطن والفرج عن قضاء الشهوة كما سبق تفصيله. The avoiding general people, the laymen, when they fast, they avoid from consuming food and avoiding intercourse during the daytime of Ramadan. Okay? Not following their desire, in other words. So they avoid things that could nullify their fasting, those 6 things that we already read earlier, that we shared from the book Taqrirat Sadida. Okay? They don't eat, they don't sleep together, husband and wife. They make sure that nothing can slip in their eye or ears, mouth, nose that could lead to their belly, through throat. They avoid them all. All the nullifiers of fasting, avoid them. That's it. So not eating, not drinking, and take care of all things that nullify. the fasting. That's awam. That's for the general people. Okay. And then number 2, Sawmul Khusus. So the fasting of the elite, to take care. The first things that nullify their fasting, and on top of it, to take care of their eyesight, to take care of their hearing, to take care of their tongue, to take care of their hands and legs and their private parts from any wrongdoings. So they are taking care of all their limbs that could lead them to perform sinful acts. Take care of that. How many limbs are there that could that could lead someone? 7. Yeah, we mentioned. So this is how we need to know. So we make sure those 7 limbs will not make us fall into the trap of shaitan and getting wrath of Allah, God Almighty. Eyes, ears, mouth or tongue, both hands, both legs, belly, and private parts. So these are the 7 things, limbs, that could lead us either to get Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's pleasure or the opposite way. So when we aware, these are the tools. So we will make sure that we use it to gain rewards in place of Allah. So Sawm, the people of the elite, the fasting of the people of the elite, they will take care of their limbs. On top of it, the first main rulings that could nullify someone to break their fast. So they will take care of both. Number 3, the highest rank of the one who fasts, which is the category Sawmu Khususil Khusus. What are those? The elite of the elite. When they fast, they will meet the first criteria of the layman, and then they will take care of the 7 limbs, and they will take care of their heart and their mind to only please Allah and to remember Allah without putting anything with their dunya. Put their dunya away, only Allah. So this is the elite of the elite. For example, the Anbiya, the prophets, alayhimus salatu wassalam, and the messengers of Allah, al-muqarrabeen, those people who follow their footsteps of their prophets. Their fasting is not only the physical aspect. They take on top of it by taking care of their limbs and their heart and mind, only Allah. Because this is the time when they expiate everything, their sins and their bad deeds. And then they boost their inner realm for Allah, cleansing their heart, their mind, not to think anything except Allah. And of course, stages, we can't straight away Sawmul Khususil Khusus, straight away this Ramadan I want to achieve. We will be able to achieve if we rely on Allah, isn't it? But there will be a training ground that we need to meet. Yeah. So we start with at least Sawmul Khusus. Sawmul Awam or Sawmul Umum can be achieved by anyone, isn't it? So in other words, do not waste our time on that, because for sure everyone will meet the Sawmul Umum. Every Muslim will start, if they say they fast, they will start with Sawmul Umum, including us. But why don't we start the second stage of fasting by engaging with all our ability to refrain our limbs from doing any bad deeds, any wrongdoings in Ramadan? So start with Sawmul Khusus. Inshallah we will able. So there are people who not fasting literally, but they are fasting spiritually. Can you figure out? They are not fasting physically because they eat, they drink, but they are fasting spiritually by refraining from looking, from listening from any haram, looking into any haram, talking bad things about others in a riba, backbiting. They don't engage with that. That's considered fasting spiritually. But physically, they eat. There are people who fast physically, but they don't fast spiritually. They don't eat, they don't drink from the sun rises until the sun sets. But they look, they listen, they engage with all those nonsense. So we need to combine both, not eating and drinking, and take care of our limbs at the same time. So we get this, the second stage of fasting, Sawmul Khusus. After practicing it, hopefully we will attain the taqwa. And then with the help of our homework, our dhikr, our Quran, our salah ala Sayyidina Muhammad, istighfar, and then engage with halaqa of learning, then hopefully it will upgrade our understanding of how to control our mind and our heart only for Allah. So that's the highest stages of fasting. The Sawm of Anbiya. When they're not thinking about food, not thinking about engaging with all dunya, they take the opportunity of fasting in the real meaning of fasting, which is full focus with Allah, their mind, their heart, only Allah. It's difficult, but inshallah we could attain if we have the knowledge and we practice. It's a skill, isn't it? How to maintain, it's an art to maintain, to have focus in our behavior, to take care of our mind and our heart, only Allah, to have sincerity, to have truthful in our actions. So this is all akhlaq, this is all adab, this is tasawwuf, this is tazkiyatun nafs, purification of the heart, the real meaning of adab, the real meaning of manners. When we take the opportunity of fasting, the meaning of fasting, that means cleansing, to wash away, to expiate of all our sins, and to wash away all the madhmuma, all the negative attitude, and then plant the seed of mahmuda, good akhlaq, good attitude. Slowly, take care of our eyes, take care of our ears, do not talk nonsense, engage with good people, have a good environment with Quran, with dhikr, occupy yourself with all the good deeds, and then automatically, inshallah, thinking about Allah, relying on Allah, have truthful with Allah, and always have khawf and raja, hopeful with towards Allah, that He will take our good deeds, and rely on Allah, and afraid that Allah will reject our good deeds. So our heart inclined with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and our mind always constantly playing with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's mercy, forgiveness, and blessings, hopeful towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So with this, then we will increase our quality of fasting. Start with Sawm al-Khusus. So upgrade. All right. Let's read. I conclude few pages into few paragraph. Yeah. أما صوم الخصوص وهو صوم الصالحين. So there you go. صوم الخصوص, the fasting of the elite, the fasting of the salihin, the pious people, not the laymen, not the general people. We do not belittle anyone who fasts. Don't get me wrong. Oh, your fasting is a basic one. Your fasting is a general people. You are like, beginners. No, we don't say that. But we are looking to ourselves. I want to be a better person this Ramadan. I've been fasting many years before, and my fasting is just about not eating and drinking. We will read the hadith. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam tell us, indicate us, explaining to us how wasteful those people who fast, but they do not take care of their eyesight. They do not take care of their mouth. They do not take care of their hearing. Waste. It's just, what do they get? They get hunger and thirst only. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam acknowledged this. We are not making it up. Oh, they are the fasting of laymen. They are no. We are not making up. There's inward and outward types of fasting. No, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned there are many types of people who fast, and at the end of it, they will get thirst and hunger. Nothing else but their eyes, their mouth, their ears, their heart, their mind. They're not fasting. So to show that there are two types of fasting. And I said our motto and our slogan for today, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks us to perform, to observe Ramadan with fasting, and the result of it is not about physical. The result is spiritual. Taqwa. Taqwa is spiritual aspect. But you need to start with your physical fasting, not eating and not drinking. On top of it, take care of your eyes, take care of your thoughts, take care of that playing in your mind. Fast, real meaning of fasting. Then you will attain taqwa. Then you will get more reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the fasting of the khusus, the elite, huwa sawmus salihin, the fasting of the pious people. Okay, so take care of your eyes, lower your gaze. وَكَفُّهُ عَنِ الْإِتِّسَاعِ فِي النَّظَرِ. Do not look into the haram things, and even the halal as well. Haram things, of course, you've already done. That's the first thing part. Ma'siyah of eye, ma'siyah of mouth, tongue, ma'siyah of ears, done. We shouldn't engage anymore. To get to the second level, even to look into halal, we try to avoid unnecessary things. What, for example, is it okay to look at the beard of some people? MashaAllah, is beautiful beard. That's unnecessary. Why? Unnecessary things by thinking too much about others. Then you will try to copy the beard. Oh, this clothes is very beautiful, nice clothes. Then we start Google, Amazon, where to buy this clothes. Unnecessary things. Look at other people's car. It's halal. It's not haram, but it's unnecessary things that will make us think other than Allah. Where we should think Allah. We should put our energy, effort, time that we have for Allah. So listening to something that is unnecessary, even though it's halal, avoid them. Seeing or looking at something that is halal but it's unnecessary for our boosting our iman, put it aside. Talking, even though it's for unnecessary things that not to gain our iman or reward from Allah, put it aside. So we take care of everything now. Even though it is halal, haram is far away already. It's gone. So effort, looking, thinking, walking, using hands to provide things. If it is not necessary, leave it. Leave it. So we only use our energy to please Allah. If it is not, even if it's halal, put it aside. So this is more detailed, isn't it? More precise to get to the elite stage. Yeah. And then وَإِلَى مَا to think or to have something in the heart that will make us busy other than Allah, put it aside. There are times. Do not get me wrong. after this, no more working, no more starting, no more Monday to Friday, Ramadan, full swing in the room with Quran, neglecting our family. We don't cook for our family. We don't send our children to school. No, that's not what it meant. Yeah, but this is our struggle. Then how is that you are promoting to follow the some of the elites of the elite? Yet we shouldn't engage to all those. There are times, my brothers and sisters. There are times, isn't it? There are times. Just get ready to achieve the new level, upgrading our iman. But the time will come. The time that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provide will come. Yeah, will come. So make an intention to have this kind of ability to worship Allah, to please Allah, and not to engage to any unnecessary things, even though it's halal. But I need to send my kids, I need to go to work. Yes, Bismillah. Allah will put us on barakah. Yeah, al barakah. So to go to work, to get halal income, to support our family is a must. It's wajib, it's compulsory. But to engage after work, for example, to meet people after work, to go to the gym. For example, if it's not necessary during Ramadan, avoid them, even though it's for health. Yes, there are times for you go to gym, or you go to read Quran, make useful of the time in Ramadan. There you go. Yeah, for go cooking for women, for example, of the husband to help. Unnecessary things, avoid. Leave it for now. Leave it for now. So our aim to please Allah. At the same time, do not neglect our chores, daily chores. Balance. Yeah. Don't get confused, but be clear. Do your work. You yourself know whether this is necessary or not. Bismillah. You will know. Don't get me wrong. After this, leave everything. No. But have the awareness. You need to cook, you cook. You need to send your children to school. Go to work. Engage with normal life. But strain. There are things that you don't need. Even though it's halal, there are things that you can do it. Leave it. So, detail. It's tiring. Of course. This is all about striving for the sake of Allah. Allah will count everything. Allah will count. Do you think the Salihin, they get their status just like that? No, there's mujahada. What is mujahada? There's striving. Yeah, they're tired, they don't sleep, lack of sleep in Ramadan. Tiring, hungry, thirsty, and then nighttime need to Taraweeh, and then we need to read Quran, try our best to achieve khatam, many things we need to do. Yeah. Do you think that Jannah is cheap? Do we think Jannah is cheap? No. It's all our effort that Allah counts. Rely on Allah, don't rely on ourselves. I want to do it. In Ramadan, I want. That's the beginners, people who start relying on themselves. Put it aside. That kind of understanding. Upgrade. Allah, help me. Now I know there are types of fasting that could make me a better person. The fasting of the elite, Ya Allah. Among those people that you bestow upon them ability to make themselves closer to you, Ya Allah. Make me amongst them. Help me, Ya Allah. Unnecessary things in life, Ya Allah, during Ramadan, allow me to avoid them. But give me strength, give me ability and understanding, and allow my family members to understand the sacrifice, the struggle and the striving in Ramadan that I need to make. Allow them to understand and allow them to participate in this journey, Ya Allah. You are the provider. You are the giver. I rely on you. I want to become better, closer to you. So you will help me. That's for sure. There you go. That's a very positive attitude. Am I right? It's not impossible. There are people when we explain this kind of metaphor, they think, oh, this is too much. How can we put aside our normal chores, and then we avoid this, where Islam did not tell us to get rid of dunya in life. We need to, if that's how we behave, that's how our attitude toward the new information and awareness, then Allah will leave you as you want. We want to be successful one in this dunya. At the same time, we want to attain Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's pleasure for the sake of akhirah. In between is our struggle and our mujahada, striving to get. But at the same time, we know there's a lot of responsibilities behind us. Work, children, whatever we name it. That's reality of life. We can't get rid of it in Ramadan. But Ya Allah, I want to be good. I'm trying, Ya Allah. Why not? Help me, support me, assist me. If I rely on myself, that's it. Only lasts for 2 days, 3 days, 1 week. That's it. But I rely on you. For sure you will help me, Ya Allah. Smooth my affairs. I'll try my best to plan. I'll try my best to take care of myself. I rely on you, Ya Rahman. For sure Allah will provide. That's the attitude that we want. The outcome will be later. But Allah will look into our attitude, struggle and strive for that matter that we want to achieve. The goal. Allah will look into that. So do not belittle this kind of information, because there are people who think, this is what you say, Ustaz? For the Salihin? Oh, that's high. I'm not Salihin yet. Let me just engage with the awam, with the layman, so if that's how you behave, until the end, Allah will leave you by your attitude. That's how you want. Don't you want to become rich? Yes, I have no. But do you want to become rich? Yes, I want. Start with part-time. Learn online. Okay, let me try. If you try, you'll get something. Same like us. Same like us for the sake of akhirah. You get the information. Oh, but that's too hard. Start. Plan. Make an intention. Have full faith with Allah. And just do your work. Do your part. Allah will do His part. Rely on Him. Don't rely on you. Bismillah. Start. Bismillah. We have istiqamah. Push yourself. Bismillah. Okay. And then we'll see the result. For sure there will be result. For sure there will be result. So it depends on our attitude as well. Yeah. Some people, they don't want to accept it. They think it's impossible for them. Allah will leave it that way. May Allah give us this ability. That's why I said, Allah give us opening, understanding. So when we have the information and knowledge, it will create awareness. And with this awareness, then Bismillah, Ya Allah, help. I'm weak. If I rely on me, who am I? I'm still missing a lot of prayers. I still can't read Quran. I still can't understand. I'm not among those people. But, Ya Allah, why not? For the sake of you. For the sake of my iman. If you love those people, if I do this, following their footsteps, you will love me as well. So why not, Ya Allah? Help me. Then it's not impossible. The attitude that we want. The attitude that we want. So Sawmus Salihin, to make sure everything for Allah, their mind, their heart for Allah. Naam. Okay, so look at this. The proof that we need to take care of our limbs. Do not promote our limbs to perform any evil deeds while we are fasting. Rasulullah SAW said 5 things that will nullify their fasting. Someone's fasting. Number 1, kadhib. Menipu. Lying. Telling lies. You're fasting and then you tell lies. You will nullify your fast. Riba, backbiting. Namima. What is namima? Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad. Backbiting is riba. When namima, slandering. There's two people fighting, and you go to A, you tell A, you know what, B say to you this. And you go to B, you say, you know what, A tells you this. Yeah? You make two people fight. That's namima. واليمين الكاذبة fake oath.
False promises.
False
Promises.
promises. Or a false testimony. A false testimony. وَالنَّظَرُ بِالشَّهْوَةِ عليك looking into things with desire and lust. So these 5 things nullify our fast. But it is spiritually. As long they don't meet, they don't eat, they don't meet all those invalidators of fasting physically, we cannot say, you can break your fast now because you just tell lies. You don't say that. But their reward of fasting on that day, as if like you don't fast. It's such a waste. They still need to carry on fasting. They can't eat, they can't drink, they can't do all those things. But their fasting consider burn, finish. So there you go. That's why it's important for us to take care of the spiritual part of fasting. Okay. And then from talking, take care of their tongue by not talking nonsense, by not telling lies and all those things that we said earlier. And then not to listen to all the makruh dislikes, all the things that we said. So this is the fasting of the elite, the pious people. So from there, if we take care of it, we will be upgraded from fasting of the awam by fasting of the khusus, Sawm al-Khusus. So this the elite one. And taking care of the limbs. And then after that, we will be into the last stage of fasting, inshallah, by taking care, by making sure our mind and our heart only for Allah. And that require an exercise, require time. But start with the second stage of fasting, which is fast of the khusus. So from there, we will manage, inshallah, to attain taqwa. So taqwa is all about spiritual dimension, spiritual part. Yeah, and Bismillah, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to allow us to taste the sweetness of our ibadah in fasting. Yeah, and we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to allow us to reach the ability fasting of the salihin, the muqarrabin, of the awliya, of the people of the elite, and not to test us with that, because we don't want us to be tested. Oh, mashallah, I already managed to the stage of the elite and we fail. Because why? We feel proud of it. No, we don't want that one as well. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always support us. I cut the session second part shorter because of our time, but as I said, it's already covered the whole pages that I would like to share in this second part from the book of Ihya Ulumuddin. That's all I think for today, and we prepare ourselves with Tawbah. It started from Rajab actually, Tawbah. So we reply, so we redo again, reapply our Tawbah before entering Ramadan, because Tawbah is our declaration in front of Allah that we are weak. Tawbah is not only when we perform any evil deeds, wrongdoings, and then we tawbah. No, we are constantly in need of tawbah. Repent to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When we repent in front of Allah, standing before Allah, asking forgiveness from Allah, it shows that we are we are submitting ourselves. Ya Allah, indeed. See, I'm weak, Ya Allah. I'm always in constant disobeying you. If it is not directly disobeying Allah by committing sins, we are disobeying Allah by not remembering Him a lot. By not remembering a lot, remembering Allah a lot, consider, you say, it's a ghafla. It's considered sins for the elite people, for the elite. So we need to try our best to achieve this, inshallah. How to achieve this? With the formula, do not rely on ourselves, but rely on Allah. Rely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Rely on Allah, and Allah will help us and support us all the way. And then last, from my own sharing, plan. Make a planner, divided into 3 every day. That's what I do in my phone. So easy for us to revise. Our day divided into 3 sections. So we will help us to monitor where am I now, what I'm doing right now. So divide. This is me. If I can share, if you want to take it, you're most welcome. So, for example, 1 hour before Fajr until 1 hour after Fajr. That's first point. And then 9 to 5, that's where our working hours. That's second part of our time. And then 1 hour before Maghrib until finish Taraweeh. So that's 3 part of our Ramadan. We are talking about Ramadan here. Yeah. So again, 1 hour before Fajr until 1 hour after Fajr. And then 9 to 5. Easy for us to remember, that's our working hours, isn't it? So that's dunya. Yeah? What we need to fill in that within our working hours. And then 1 hour before iftar until we finish Taraweeh. So divide that. That's time. And then divide 3 sections of our work, our dealing with people. Yeah? To take care of our own time. For my me time, number 1, me time. Number 2, family time. Number 3, working time. If we work alone, we can take day off throughout the whole month. There are people doing their own business, isn't it? So they close or they ask someone else to take over. So they are their own boss. It's easy, but if we work, so we need to divide this. Me time, family time, and then working time. So adjust. When is me time? Where is my me time in those 3 times? The 3 timings. Is it 1 hour before Fajr until 1 hour after Fajr? Is it me time or family time there? And then 9 to 5, where's me time there? And then 1 hour before iftar until Taraweeh, where's my me time? Where's the family time? And when 9 to 5 is working time. But still you can slot in me time in it. So take the small part portion. There's barakah in it. 9 to 5, yes, it's working time. But if it is lunch time, you don't eat. What do? Do you take me time nap or me time to 10 pages of Quran? It's not wrong, but you must put it there so you know. It's lunchtime now. Okay, what is it? This is me time for nap. Go for nap. Give you ability to wake up, or give you strength for Taraweeh or whatever you want. So plan. When is the family time? Is it 1 hour before iftar until Taraweeh? So part of it must be family time. You eat together. What day you go out for masjid? What day you become imam if you're men? For wife, for ladies as well. What do you want to cook? Is it ask your husband or family to participate in or buy something out? One day should be a basic iftar, fruits and bread, for example. Let us feel that way. The pure sunnah. Leftover. Today every Friday, every Tuesday, every Wednesday, leftovers. Whatever leftovers, whatever, bring out, eat. No complaint. Bismillah, that's barakah. Only fruits, dates, milk, water. That's it. Eat until you fill up your belly. It's okay. Imam Ghazali, I don't share the one point by point, but he said, do not waste your Ramadan daytime by eating a lot of iftar at night time. That's beat the purpose. There's a lot, few points that I miss, I skip. One of them is that. So there are feasts in Ramadan, isn't it? Food will come out. Non-Ramadan, you don't see that food. Only in Ramadan you will see that food. One of the basic points of Ramadan for our spiritual boost is actually not to eat a lot. Because when we eat a lot, it will give us energy. The pumping of the heart give us energy from the food, the fuel that we burn. And that's the part of where shaitan will come in for the shahwa, for the lust, for all those. It's from the food. So we want to make the food less. So this is the time Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chained the shaitan. So we train our own desire, make our desire the horse that we control, and we are the rider, not the opposite. So if Ramadan, we fast during the day and we eat everything at night, so we burn the fuel again. So back to the basic, and shaitan will be happy. Say, yeah, I've trained your nerves for 11 months, so I'm not there for 1 month. It's still going on. We can't beat our nerves through food. Through food. So don't eat a lot. And hopefully that will deduct our ability of the burning fuel for the shahwa, for the lust and desire that lead us to, like predator, predator, to look what we can get, what we can see, what we can look, what we can for that for our nafs. So cut off is the food. So plan what to eat, what to cook, where to eat, and such. So we will have more time for Allah, inshallah. Okay, that's all for today. Hopefully that will be beneficial sharing session, seminar. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our gathering, our majlis this evening, and give us the fruitful, beneficial impact from what we learned, inshallah. And give us this Ramadan better than the previous one, and give us a higher up level of iman, Ya Allah, with your help, with your support, Ya Arhamar Rahimin. And not forgetting for our brothers and sisters who are in difficulties wherever they are, Ya Allah. Help them, Ya Rahman, in this month of Ramadan coming. Give them shelter, give them clothes, Ya Allah. Give them food, Ya Rahman. Exactly like us, you providing us all, Ya Rahman, after many hours of not eating, you still give us food. Give them as well, Ya Rahman, and accept our dua, like how you accept their duas, their cries, and their supplications. We are the ummah of Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and amongst us who are sick, who are not well, and who have intentions, grant all our du'as, our supplications, and give us healthy wealth, physically and spiritually, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, and help us to sustain and to provide knowledge for our community with the sincere intention only to seek your pleasure, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim. Give us excellence in our services, Ya Rahman, so we will be getting reward in the akhirah with the salihin, with the ulama, with the awliya, with the people that you bestow upon them success in the hereafter. Ameen, Ya Arhamar Rahimin. صلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم في كل لمحة ونفس عدد ما وسعه علمك. آمين. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Taqabbalallahu minkum. Thank you very much, everyone. Okay.